Yeah.
First of all, Krysta, like, when she's her best, Krysta is just like this oblivious ball of goodwill. Like, she's just happy and wants everybody to be happy, and she doesn't notice a whole lot of anything. She once walked through a pair of a set of my controller wires, thus ruining the controller forever. But you know, she is equally done other silly things because she just doesn't seem to pay attention to the world around her when she's at her happiest.
Oh, I am absolutely oblivious when I am happy.
So, now, some other reasons that I love Krysta is that she's so full of wonder. Like, just the littlest things will just make her, like, little face go boom and open up. Like, her jaw is dropped and her eyes are open. It's like, because she's taking everything in that moment in. And like... And sometimes it isn't a thing, but it's a moment. Like, when we were all out on vacation, we were all laughing and talking and in the van and just having a good time. Krysta suddenly got that look on her face because she was drinking in the moment. Not any specific thing that happened, but just she was with her family. She was happy. Everybody seemed to be happy. And when Krysta's in that, like, she's vibing. That's her crystal vibration rate is everybody's happy and I'm happy. Then she's, you know, vibrating properly as a crystal as opposed to a human being. Also, the kid likes the weird shows. I mean, you know, I don't like a lot of what she likes, but I love to heck that she likes it. Like, Owl House on its own, I probably wouldn't care for, other than it's got Wendy Malick, and I quite like Wendy Malick. But other than that, it's just not my cup of tea. But Krysta loves it. And Krysta can talk to me about that show for years. Doesn't bother me. It's not like, oh, I've had friends who are like really into shows I didn't watch and would talk about nothing but, and I made excuses not to visit those people. Or it's like people who listen to podcasts that I don't listen to, and those people, I don't want to hear about it. I don't talk to me. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. But Krysta can talk to me about anything. Because have you ever, well, I'm sure you have, but have you ever noticed that when Krysta tells you a story, she doesn't just tell you a story, unless it's a bad story. If it's a bad story, you can't get it out of her because she's too busy crying. She's like, and you're like, I don't understand a word coming out of your mouth. Krysta, I don't understand you. And that just makes it worse. And now she's crying more. Whereas if she's excited, if she's like happy, then she's like showing you things with her hands, and she's talking, and then she'll remember something else, and she'll put it over here where it wasn't, even though it was over there. And so you're trying in your brain to go, wait, these two things don't quite match up. Why? You said this person had died, but now you're coming back and said they said something. What? This makes no sense. What are you talking about, Krysta? And it does, because if you listen, she's going 1,000,000 miles a minute, and she is telling you important information about this thing that she really likes. And so if you listen, you'll catch that the person died early in the show. But before they died, they said this thing that the main character remembered at this moment. And so it was important that they remembered it at this moment, and it helped them do a thing or survive a thing. And then she gets very mad if you make a series and then you suddenly stop making the series. Like, she is so mad at the people who make She-Ra Princesses of Power. Oh my, she's mad at those people. Because they made a show that she liked, and then they dared to stop making the show that she liked.
It, but how dare they make another series?
And Vox Machina. Why? Why Critical Role? Why did you do that to us?
Why Critical Role?
Why would Netflix leave us at that? Why? No. Yes. I think I know where she gets it from.
The Owl House needs to stop trying to give me pure depression question, okay? Like, stop leaving me off of cliffhangers. I want to see where my baby king went.
And so, all of these are really excellent reasons to love Krysta, but really, they're just reasons that Krysta is Krysta. Reason I love Krysta is she's my daughter, and she's a good human. I can't say that about every kid I've raised, but I can say it about Krysta. That at the end of the day, what she cares about is people around her being happy. And so, I worry way more than I should about my Krysta. I can't tell you the number of times I've popped my head in your room at night just to make sure you're still breathing. And I as angry as you've seen me get, and I have video game rage pretty bad. As angry as you've seen me get, Krysta, you have not come close to as angry as I've ever been. I mean, you were there. You were there. As angry as I have ever been, I was walking you to school, and California has pedestrian right-of-way, meaning step in road. By law, the traffic has to stop. And especially...
Yep, I remember this.
Especially as close to the school as we lived. Like, literally, if we walked through the back of our area up onto the sidewalk, we were within this is a school walking zone. So some idiot decided that he was going to make a left-hand turn, and he was going to do it fast. And he almost hit us. And I pulled the girls out of the way. I have never wanted to murder a human being more in my life. I was so angry. Because it's not even... We were not in the wrong there. Jackbox was. And was I... Ooh. 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 I'm still mad. Okay.
We're all gonna go crazy if he doesn't relax, so...
The point is that why do I love my Krysta? Well, she's my daughter, but I also love her because... You're the second coolest woman I've ever met, and the first coolest was your mother. And you two have a lot in common. Well, here's the thing. You needed to have a lot in common because apparently someone knew Lexi was coming along. And the only person that could deal with her as a sister is you. Because Lexi is you, but Lexi is you, but with one part just turned up. Like you, when you were little, you went to, and we've told this story on the podcast a few times, but when you were little, you went to Disneyland. And you got up on stage, and then you didn't want to get up off stage because, well, you are my daughter, and so you've got that moment of dig me in you that, hey, everybody's looking at me. Woohoo, it's cool, everybody's looking at me. And that's fine, because I got that too. Yeah, that's where you come by it probably, it's honest. But Lexi has that in even more of that. And that's nothing against you. It's just that Lexi often thinks that the only person that matters is Lexi. Yep. I get that because she'll tell Mom, and I love it when she does, she'll tell Mom, I don't want to go to bed. I didn't ask what you wanted. I told you to do something.
I told you to go to bed.
Or, but I don't want to eat that. I don't really care what you want. Like, she expects all of that to matter. Like, when she says, but, hey, I don't want this. She expects that to matter. And
that's because you spoiled her when she was, like, tiny.
I did not spoil that child.
Both of you did. Don't lie to me.
I did not spoil that child.
She's spoiled. I'm not the one arguing.
Yeah. She's spoiled. She's spoiled. If she came into the podcast right now, if she walked out of the room and she came over this cord and started talking to me, she'd think that the only thing that should be happening right now is her talking.
Right.
Talk.
Right. So, I've got a few other birthday wishes that I'm going to share. And
And then you're going to let me talk more about Owl House.
Well, you can talk. I tell you what, I have to actually go to my email and look these up. So since I am switching tabs in my computer, why don't you talk more about Owl House?
Well, I don't have only that to talk about. I have myself to talk about as well. So within this past year or so, I've been... have I been stressed working through all of the 7th gradiness and with all of the students. Regardless how much I used to hate those students, I'm glad they were there with me through all of that damage. Yeah, that caused damage. Even the ones that I hated weren't too terrible, I guess. The ones that I hated were just... meh. I'm glad they were there too, though, because it gave a little something when I was like, oh, and then they started talking, and I was like, okay, that gives me a reason to be happier. I'm not you. Because, I struggled with self-image. More recently, I've been getting used to my own self-image, and, care less about what people think. I also, have been watching a few shows, typically, and that's just me.
I want to complain. Your game can't be withdrawn.
It's okay. That was Mom. We can cut it out. I've been getting more into more shows, such as Sword Art Online. Haikyuu has been there for a while. It was there when I was, in quarantine and stuff, too.
Well, I was going to say, didn't you start watching Haikyuu because we made friends with the podcast You've Been Reviewed and Chloe?
No, I actually found that before I found Chloe.
Oh. Well, okay.
I also started watching My Hero Academia. I've been watching that one for a while now, though. My Hero was train ride. But as I said, that and a bunch of other stuff that has made me cry, laugh.
And tell us stories.
Stories of what?
Wait, whatever it was at the time. They were all fun. Unless you were crying. The crying ones are never fun. Because one, I can't understand you to find out who I need to punch. Because that's really all I want to know. Like, when you have a sad story, you don't even just go punch Timmy. Okay, done. Let's find Timmy and I'll punch him. That's all you need to do. But no, you invariably want to tell me the story of what happened, but you're sad about it, and then you cry, and then I can't understand you because it's all... And I don't read that as go punch Timmy. Weirdly enough, I just don't.
Yeah. I also have that. With all the stuff I've been watching, though, it doesn't compare to real life. And I'm aware of that. And the times that I do have that, I'm just like, I don't feel like getting up or looking at anything. I don't feel like talking. I'm so bored. I'm whiny because I didn't get something. It's still everything that I watched from then to now to even maybe 3 years later. I'm not trying to push it forward. It won't compare to real life. And it won't compare to the people I have around me. And it won't compare to how much I know people care about me. And if people stop caring about me, and I'm the only one I have to care for, alright.
That would never happen. Because I will always love my Krysta.
Because with this self-image stuff that has been going on, I am... No. Rennie, sit down. Come here. And turning 13, it's a heck of a ride. I'll tell you that. If you're younger than me right now, good luck. Because currently, I'm gonna go into 8th grade after summer break, and it's not fun for these two either.
So, I have some happy birthdays to parse out.
Alright, let's do that so I can't keep talking their ear out.
Krysta, you can talk my ear off as much as you want. I just thought you were done. I waited for